Hi everyone, welcome. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to sew a button and how to make a mask extender. You'll need buttons, big ones, ribbon or elastic, thread. I'm using blue so you can see what I'm doing, but you should match your thread to your fabric. And of course, scissors and a needle. You also need a lighter. I'll show you why in a minute. I've double threaded my needle. That's when you pull the tail of the thread through the eye of the needle until it matches the length of the other tail. Your buttons have to be medium to large at least to consider the width of the elastic of your mask. If your buttons are too small, then the elastic isn't going to fit behind them and it's going to be a nightmare to put on. First, measure out your ribbon or your elastic. I just eyeballed it. And then you can use the lighter to melt the edges of your ribbon or elastic. Keep the windows open because it smells bad, especially the elastic. And that just melts it so that it won't come loose or it won't start fraying. It doesn't look nice, but it works. You can't do this with like 100% cotton or silk or something because that will just turn to ashes. Take the ends of your thread, make little loops like that, like twist it around, and then make a knot, and that won't come out. Go through the shiny side of your fabric first. I'll show you why. And then make a few anchor stitches. This is to keep the button in place while you start sewing. You can make an X like I did here, or you can just do little stitches that you know will be behind the button so that they don't show. Next, you want to cut that thread, or you can do that after you make the knot. You can cut the thread after the knot, close but not so close that you break the knot. Place the button over top of those anchor stitches and then go through the back of the ribbon in through one of the holes, and then make sure it's nice and close. Make sure that you aren't missing any thread behind that button. Go through the hole across from that hole, then the hole opposite that hole, and then across from that until it makes an X like this. Once you get the hang of it, it's rather easy to do. Do this a few times. I like to do it 3 or 4 times. That way, you know it's not coming loose. Once you've done it a few times, then you can enter through the back of the needle. You'll see now. Okay, maybe not. Okay, enter through the back, but don't pass through one of the holes of the button. Then you want to wrap the thread around the button or the back of the button, and that will make space for the elastic and it will also secure it. Then make another X through the button, then on the back, pass it underneath that little mess of stitches, then pass it through the back without passing through the needle, and then just make a knot by making a loop and then going through twice and pulling that tight. Then you can pull and cut, and that way all of the loose threads you can see I've done it twice on either side of the ribbon. You can see that there's no loose threads at the back. You can see how it puckered. Don't pull too tight. If you are worried about pulling too tight, then you can use masking tape. Just put that over and then sew through, and then when you finish you can rip that off. I also did it a few weeks ago with this, but you can see that my buttons are too small, but there's no puckering because it's just fabric. The top stitching ended up quite crap, but you can see the buttons are too small and nothing's gonna really fit through that. I also did it with a piece of elastic, and this is nice for if you have like masks with very tight elastic. Oh, there's me. You'll see how crap I demonstrated this, but like it does work. If your ears get sore from wearing mask all day, you just put the elastic of your mask over the buttons And then that's, I mean, oh wow, it works. Obviously I was just trying it on in a hurry, but it works, because I get headaches from my masks. The elastic is nice. I prefer this one. If you've got, like, sometimes you get masks from places, but the elastic on the masks is so short and it just hurts. This is nice because it stretches and it's a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, it works. You can use this for anything, by the way. Okay, bye.